Welcome to Screen Hollywood, the home of movie news and entertainment. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Welcome back to Screen Hollywood. I'm Adam. If you're new here, hit the like, subscribe, notification bell, and hype button. And bookmark and subscribe to our international news site at screenhollywood.com. Now, if you saw my last video, you know I've been talking a lot about the absolute panic over at Disney and Marvel. We've been dissecting the Avengers Doomsday leaks and that desperate marketing strategy with Avatar. It's a lot of doom and gloom, pun intended, when it comes to the state of the modern blockbuster. But I've got something different for you today. I actually sat down and watched Gore Verbinski's new film, Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. And honestly, after months of feeling like I'm being sold a product by corporate committees, watching this movie felt like a breath of fresh air. It reminded me why I fell in love with movies in the first place. This is a high-concept, lo-fi sci-fi comedy that stars the incomparable Sam Rockwell, alongside Michael Pena, Zazie Beetz, Juno Temple, and Haley Lu Richardson. It's a movie that takes place almost entirely in one diner, and it doesn't have a single $200 million CGI skybeam in sight. I went into this with high expectations because I'm a huge fan of Verbinski's visual style, and I wanted to see if he could still bring that Pirates of the Caribbean magic to a small, contained space. I'm happy to report that I wasn't just entertained, I was blown away. So, let's get into my spoiler-free review of Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. So, what is the setup? I love a good chamber piece, a movie where you lock a bunch of interesting people in a room and see what happens. This film is the ultimate version of that. I was introduced to Watson, played by Sam Rockwell, within the first few minutes. He bursts into this rundown diner looking like a guy who just got off a 48-hour flight through a hurricane. He's frantic, he's sweaty, and he's carrying a list of names. He sits down with four complete strangers, Pena, Beetz, Temple, and Richardson, and tells them the world is ending. The catch? He's from the future. He knows exactly how the apocalypse starts, and he knows that these four specific people are the only ones who can stop it. But this isn't the slick, heroic recruitment you see in an Avengers movie. This is a mess. Watson is barely holding it together, and the people he's trying to recruit are, quite understandably, looking at him like he's escaped from a psych ward. What I found so compelling about the script, written by Matthew Robinson, is how it plays with our expectations. We've all seen the time traveler trope. We've seen the time loop logic. I've seen Groundhog Day and Edge of Tomorrow a dozen times. But this movie knows that I know the rules. It uses our collective multiverse fatigue against us, skipping the boring explanations and diving straight into the high-stakes chaos. When I was watching it, I realized that Verbinski isn't trying to explain the physics of time travel. He's showing us the human friction of it. It's funny, it's tense, and it's incredibly fast-paced. Now, I have to talk about Gore Verbinski. This is a director I've missed dearly. The man gave us The Ring, Rango, and the first three Pirates movies. He is a visual genius. When I heard he was doing a small movie set in a diner, I was curious. How does a guy who is used to directing 1,000-person crews and massive ships scale down? My answer came about 10 minutes into the film. Verbinski doesn't need a $200 million budget to make a movie look expensive. I was struck by how he used the camera to make this tiny diner feel like a battlefield. The framing, the way he uses the geometry of the booths and the counter, it's brilliant. The cinematography gives everything a texture you just don't get with digital green screens. I could practically feel the grease on the walls and the steam from the coffee. Variety and The Hollywood Reporter both noted that the movie avoids looking stagey, and I have to agree. My experience watching it was incredibly kinetic. Verbinski's direction makes the dialogue feel as action-packed as a car chase. He uses sound and light to hint at the future technology and the world-ending stakes outside those diner doors in a way that is far more effective than seeing a city get leveled by CGI. It's a masterclass in direction. It proves that a great filmmaker is a great filmmaker regardless of the budget. It made me realize how much I've missed seeing a movie with a real, tangible vision behind the lens. Let's talk about the man of the hour, Sam Rockwell. I've always said that Sam Rockwell is the most underutilized weapon in Hollywood's arsenal. Every time I see him, I think back to how much more Marvel could have done with him as Justin Hammer. In Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, I felt like I was watching Rockwell truly unleashed. As Watson, he is a live wire. He has this manic, loose-limbed energy that I just couldn't take my eyes off of. He's trying to be a leader, but he's also a total wreck. There's a scene where he's trying to explain the rules of the mission, and the way he uses his body, jumping on tables, pacing the floor, it's pure physical comedy. The Hollywood Reporter called him the undisputed king of the charming weirdo, and I couldn't have put it better myself. He makes you like Watson even when Watson is being incredibly condescending and rude. My favorite part of his performance is how he manages to convey that this isn't his first time doing this. You can see the wear and tear of 1,000 failed timelines in his eyes. If you're a fan of Rockwell's work in 7 Psychopaths or 3 Billboards, you're going to be in heaven. He is the engine that drives this movie, and I honestly can't think of another actor who could have balanced the humor and the desperation of this role so perfectly. But a movie like this only works if the people reacting to the quote-unquote weirdo are just as good. And I was so impressed with this ensemble. Michael Pena is a standout for me. I've always loved him in the Ant-Man films, but here he gets to be more than just the comic relief. He has this deadpan skepticism that made me laugh out loud several times. Then you have Zazie Beetz, Juno Temple, and Haley Lu Richardson. Watching these 4 interact with Rockwell was like watching a high-speed tennis match. Each of them brings a different flavor of disbelief to the table. Zazie is the grounded one, Juno is the chaotic one, and Haley Lu Richardson is the one who feels like she's having a legitimate existential crisis. My take on the ensemble is that they represent us, the audience. We are sitting in that diner booth with them, wondering if this guy is a prophet or a lunatic. Variety's review called the film a human puzzle, and that's exactly what it felt like to me. I wasn't just watching a sci-fi plot. I was watching 5 distinct personalities try to find a way to trust each other under impossible circumstances. The chemistry is electric. When you put this much talent in one room, you don't need subplots or side characters. You just need to let the camera roll and watch them work. I want to get a little personal here about why I think I loved this movie so much. As I mentioned at the top of the video, I spend a lot of time looking at the Marvel machine. I see the panic, I see the reshoots, I see the go woke, go broke fallout, and I see the billion-dollar desperation. Watching Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die felt like the anti-blockbuster. It's a movie that doesn't care about a cinematic universe. It doesn't care about setting up a sequel. It doesn't care about the message or checking boxes. It just cares about telling a tight, funny, original story. When I saw the credits roll, I felt a sense of relief. It proved to me that the industry isn't dead. It's just the bloated part of the industry that's struggling. While Disney is trying to figure out how to bait us into theaters with RDJ and Chris Evans for the 10th time, Gore Verbinski and Sam Rockwell just went out and made a movie that stands on its own 2 feet. Some reviewers may say that the time travel tropes might feel familiar, and yeah, they do, but I didn't care. Because for the first time in a long time, I was watching a movie where I didn't know exactly what was going to happen in the next 5 minutes. I wasn't waiting for a cameo. I wasn't looking for Easter eggs. I was just watching a movie. And that is a rare feeling in 2025/2026. So what is my final verdict? Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die is a triumph of imagination over budget. It is a reminder that Gore Verbinski is a master of his craft, and that Sam Rockwell is quite possibly the most entertaining man on the planet. It's funny, it's original, it's lean, and it's visually stunning despite its limited setting. If you're a fan of smart sci-fi like Coherence or The Man from Earth, but you want something with a bit more of a comedic punch, this is exactly what you've been looking for. I'm giving this movie a 4.5 out of 5 stars. It's the best time I've had at the movies this year. It's a reminder that we don't need billion-dollar franchises to be entertained. We just need good scripts, great directors, and actors who are willing to go for broke. I highly recommend you check this one out. It's a spoiler-free review, so I won't say anything about the ending, but trust me, the payoff is worth the ride. But I want to hear from you. Are you as big a fan of Sam Rockwell as I am? Does the return of Gore Verbinski get you excited for the future of original cinema? Or are you so burnt out on time travel stories that you're going to skip this one? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's get a real conversation going about original movies versus franchise bloat. If you enjoyed this review, please hit that like button. It really helps the channel out. Subscribe to Screen Hollywood for more honest, first-person reviews and deep dives into the industry. I'm Adam, and I'll see you in the next one.